What's up? What's up, YouTube? Hi. Okay, I'm getting dizzy. Whew. I am currently here in Orange County, the OC. I'm actually came down here just for a day trip today. I'll be going back home tomorrow for a special meeting. And this meeting is for a huge project that I've been working on. So I finalized everything today and now it's just getting the ball rolling, and it's going to be coming to you guys very soon. So I'm so excited, but I have some time to kill before I go for some burgers and donuts later. Burgers and donuts, yeah. So we're gonna touch on a highly asked question, which is weight loss for beginners. Weight loss for beginners. So I get asked very often, should I do cardio first, then do weight training, or vice versa? Let's just start with a brief explanation of what happens if you start with cardio only, then go to weight training. Let's say you wanted to lose X amount of pounds. You cut your calories, restricted your diet, and you're doing maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour of cardio a day just to get that weight loss, just to get that fat loss. So let's say you lost the majority of the weight that you wanted to lose. You were doing that hour of cardio a day with X amount of calories. In order for you to maintain that goal weight, you have to continue doing that amount of cardio just to keep what you have. Otherwise, when you stop doing that cardio and there's any change in your diet, especially an increase, that weight's gonna all come back. I would say 99.9% of the time you're gonna get muscle loss too. So if you're doing cardio only and you're cutting your calories. And when you keep doing this back and forth, which a lot of them call it, yo-yo dieting, but we'll call it yo-yoing, going back and forth like this, you're not gonna be able to lose the weight as quick as you want to. It's actually going to be even more hard to drop weight, to get the weight off, because of this yo-yo. The body is not designed to do something like that. Your body is designed to have well-balanced, nutrient-dense, nutritious diet with all kinds of exercise. Everything from your strength training to your cardio. It's good to have a balance of that, no matter if you're just starting out or if you've been doing it for years. Having a balance between your diet, your cardio, and your weight training, you will be able to get to your desired goal weight, and you'll be able to maintain it easily. And you won't have to stop this to start that, or do this or do that. You can still have variety, you can still have change and difference, so it's always gonna be exciting, always gonna be motivating. I do not recommend starting with cardio only to get your weight loss and then jumping into weight training. You want to have a balance of all. So that being said, the reason why you don't want to do it that way, let's get into some tips to help you get started on your weight loss journey. For beginners, it can be very overwhelming and confusing and frustrating when you're first starting out, because you don't know anything. Whenever you start something new, you're like, there's so much information out there, and sometimes the way it's put out there can be very confusing. It's always best to start super simple and educating yourself. So kind of researching and understanding a little bit more of your goals, what it is you want. Otherwise, if that's too overwhelming, too much for you in the beginning, I highly recommend hiring a professional to help you at least get started. Somebody that can help educate you and get you started on your journey, and you can take a lot from that program just to continue on your own successful journey. Be very careful when choosing a coach, because there are a lot of so-called coaches out there. Anybody who does fitness, especially on social media, can call themselves a trainer, and we don't know. A couple different things to look out for when you are hiring a coach is if they ask you a full questionnaire, everything from all your basic info to medical history to what you have been doing, what you currently are doing. All those things play a huge factor in the new program that you're going to start. If you've already been on a fat burner for a long period of time and then your coach ends up putting you on a fat burner but it doesn't get that info from you, it's not going to do much for you because your body has already adjusted to the fat burner that you've been on. So it's very good to collect as much info about your new client as you can. So if your coach does not at all ask you any of these questions or gather any of that info, that's a first red flag. Make sure that you kind of do your background check. Ask for any testimonials, ask for, you know, before and after pictures, you know, do a little bit more actual research on this person, ask around, even ask for what their certifications are. It's okay to interview your coach too. If you aren't going to hire a coach, the best thing to start with is start with one goal. One realistic, ideal goal. And that means setting a time frame for yourself. 3 months, 6 months, that is my goal date to maybe have dropped so many pounds. It's gonna be different for everybody. Some people will drop weight really, really fast and some people won't. So the key is regardless of how fast you lose weight or how fast you don't, to always stick with it and stay consistent. If you're not consistent with it, you're never gonna see what results you get. And this is how you learn your body and how your body is going to respond to what you're doing. So you all know I'm all about that flexible dieting and macros. And I think that is the best way to go when you are trying to lose weight. Yes, it's following macros. You follow macros, you follow specific macros, you can still have some flexibility in your diet and enjoy it without restriction, but it's gonna be set according to your goals, to a fat loss, to a maintain, or to a bulk. In this case, we're doing fat loss. You can actually go to my website, jenheward.com. I now have my macro calculator live, so you guys can calculate your macros according to your goals. I'm gonna walk you through my macro calculator. So you are going to go, I'm doing this from my phone. You're gonna go to jenheward.com and go to macro calculator. Takes you to this page. So you're going to put in your age. I weigh 144 pounds. Yes, I do. I am 5 feet 4 inches. Here it says inches, so 5 feet 4 inches is 64 inches. It's gonna ask you what your activity level is. You guys just have to pick that according to what your exercise level is. Pick that according to what works for you. I'm extremely active because I train pretty intense 6 days a week with 1 rest day. So I hit done. Now it's gonna ask you, number 2, to choose your goals and your intensity. So here we want to go for fat loss. We're gonna scroll it down to fat loss. And then you have moderate, standard, or intensive. This question a lot is customize your nutrition plan. So it has the protein and fat, pick 7, 8, or 9 grams per pound of body weight. In this case, if you're trying to do fat loss, I would do a little bit higher protein. In this case, when it says fat, you can pick that want more fat in your diet versus carbs, or if you want more carbs versus fat. So that's where this plays in. Let's say we want to have more carbs in our plan. So you're going to choose 30 grams per pound of body weight. And then after you choose those 2, it's going to calculate your carbs for you. Then you do create plan. All the numbers are going to come up on the bottom. You can choose 3 meals a day or 6 meals a day. It gives you your how many grams of carbs you're supposed to have daily, how many grams of protein, and how many grams of fat. That's your macros right there. Then you go download your MyFitnessPal if you don't have it already, and you can plug in your new macro numbers into your MyFitnessPal. All you do is scan your foods in, as long as they fit into that protein, carbs, and fat number, eat what you like. When starting your fat loss, I highly recommend just cutting out processed stuff for maybe the first 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks, whatever works for you. You choose. Processed just means packaged things, you know, processed sugar, processed carbs, and just sticking with clean, raw, whole foods like your veggies, your fruits, your complex carbs, all your different proteins. And doing that for the beginning just to shock your system. Set a reasonable goal, and like I said, it's different for everybody. 4 weeks might work for somebody, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks might work for somebody, so you have to play with it for you. Not everybody's gonna be the same. Say your 6-week goal. Then introduce some yogurt, have some rice cakes, maybe have a cheat meal or a donut or a candy bar or some pizza. Just fit it into your macros. Don't freak out and think that you're gonna gain a bunch of weight back. It's good to have variety. It's good to have change. Yes, you can plateau on clean foods. So that's why it's good to have variety. That's why flexible dieting is awesome. So you can just always have something different. I would recommend sticking with protein and carbs before and after your workouts, at least an hour, 30 minutes around your workouts. Fats, I would stick with way earlier in the day or way later in the day because fat can slow digestion, and when you are training, you want that quick digestion, that quick absorption of your proteins and carbs for recovery and for fuel, for energy. And then have everything else the rest of the day, however you want. Body just sees macronutrients, proteins, carbs, fats, fiber, sugars. That's all it sees. It doesn't see, oh, you intaked 1,400 calories. I think I'm gonna store fat today. Your body does not see it that way. Your body depends on vitamins, certain amount of vitamins, minerals, and a certain amount of things that come from all of our different foods. So that's why it's important to have a variety so you stay healthy, you stay happy, you stay energized, everything. I actually do not count calories. I only follow macros. Retrain your thinking on foods and eating more. This trend with cutting calories is crazy. I want to kind of debug a myth. Everyone says, don't eat carbs after dark. Are you kidding me? Don't eat after. Who even started that? Where did that even come from? The people who were not very educated and understanding nutrition, who probably followed a very restrictive diet, would not eat during the day, then binge eat at night, thinking that that's how they're gonna lose weight. Your body is smart and it's gonna learn real quick that it's gonna be starving during the day, and then it gets all its food in one sitting at night. Guess what? It's gonna start storing fat when you eat. So if you have a balance that fits into your macros of everything you need, doesn't matter when you eat it and how you eat it, you're not going to store fat. Fat storage comes from an excess of something or even not enough of something because you're starving yourself. Doesn't matter when you eat. Sometimes I eat all the way up until I go to bed, and sometimes that's 1 or 2 in the morning, and I eat anything and everything. You have a good balance between your training, your cardio, and you're getting exactly everything you need in your diet, you're not going to store fat. Remember that. I do have a lot of recipes on my website as well as my Instagram, and so if you guys need ideas on, you know, simple but tasty meals, you can go either there. You can download the recipes on my website, or you can just go straight to Instagram and look at the pictures, and the recipes are posted there as well, but you just have to go search through the Instagram. But I do try to post a lot of creative, yummy, simple things that are easy for you to track in your MyFitnessPal. So you either, you know, scan each thing individually, or you can create a recipe in your MyFitnessPal, and I do have a video on that. The key with the diet, you guys, is just being creative and not getting stuck on doing the same thing every day. That's how you get burnout. That's how you get sick of chicken. That's how you get sick of broccoli. You don't have to eat chicken and broccoli every single day. You can eat pretty much whatever protein you want, pretty much whatever vegetable you want, and carb and fruit. All you people cutting out dairy and fruit, what are you doing? Eat it.